Hiya! So, this video is about rhythms. Just a short video to give you a quick reminder on what we mean by rhythms, why they matter, and how they help and how you can use them. And it's interesting, I think, to note that in the last few years, lots of really big companies like Deloitte and Adobe and Accenture have all ditched their traditional performance review processes because they found there was no evidence that they were driving performance or really helping. And it makes sense, doesn't it? You know, just checking in with someone a couple of times a year and going, hey, this is what you're doing well, this is what you're not doing well, doesn't really work. What they've replaced them with is what we would call rhythms, which is regular catch-ups with people so that you can have these really good conversations about how they're doing and where they want to go next and what's working, what's not working. Especially millennials massively value this. It's not enough to have infrequent catch-ups, to leave people alone, say, hey, they just get on with their job. People want to be grown, developed, feel like they're going somewhere, get feedback, have clarity of focus. Rhythms enable us to do this. So, what are rhythms? Here's my first prop. Rhythms are regular conversations. Hang on, no, I can't read it from the other side. A regular discipline of one-to-one and team conversations. And I think the word regular is really important, so we have to say this is our frequency and we stick to it as best we can. And discipline is really important, that's the stick to it bit. Why does that matter? It matters because the rhythms put you in the room to serve, in the room to do the other stuff, in the room to have the conversations. They say to your people, this is my job. My job is to be there with you, for you, to help you be better, happier, stronger. And if I agree that we're going to have this great conversation that's about you and your growth and your focus and where you're going every week, then we do it. If we do it every month, then we do it. Because that's what I get paid for. That's the important part of my job. So, what does good look like? How do we do it? Well, you know from the training, this is the rhythms grid we've played with. And we want to just consider what rhythms we want to have at the three levels we always use the tools at, the levels of self, others and team. So for self, that's about you, that's about your rhythms of connection in with your boss. What connections in do you want? At the level of others, that's about your rhythms with your guys. In the short term, maybe you want just a weekly quick catch-up that's about checking in. Maybe in the medium term, you want a really good monthly one-to-one that's off-site, that's really about them and their growth or whatever. But what are those rhythms? And then thirdly, what are the team rhythms that you want? You know, do you want little team huddles every day, every week? Do you want a big quarterly off-site where you all get together and strategically talk about how you've done over the last quarter and where you want to go over the next quarter? It's up to you. But make sure you've got your rhythms really clear for yourself, for your connection with your individuals and for your team in the short term and the medium term, and then stick to it. Here's the tips. The tips are schedule them. Stick them in the diary and as far as you possibly can, keep to them. By scheduling them, you say to your people, this matters. And I don't cancel these rhythms with you for other things because you are more important than most of the other things. This is a crucial message that tells your people you care about them and that your job is to serve and help them. That's the second thing. Tell them why you're doing it. Don't just diarize and say, look, I'm doing these, we're putting these rhythms in because my job is to help you to grow, to be better, happier, more effective, more focused, more creative in your job. Thirdly, make it a commitment. Don't mess around with it, stick to it. If you think this is one of the most important things you do, then keep that commitment. It can be different for different people. You might want a weekly rhythm with some people, a fortnightly rhythm with other people, that's fine. There are no rules, only tools. You know, any of the things we talk about is the principle of the tool, the principle of rhythms, having this connection in that matters. If you need to vary it for your circumstance, your people, that's cool. Next, it makes other stuff easy. You know, if people know, teams know they're going to be in a regular conversation, they don't worry so much about all the other stuff that comes up that they might need to discuss. They'll go, I'll save that for the Friday rhythm, you know? Makes other things easy. Rhythms, you want to add the rhythms that you want, but also you might want to take away some rhythms. Are there meetings you've got in with individuals or teams that don't really matter, don't really help, don't really serve? It's as important to think about what rhythms you take away as what rhythms you add in. And lastly, know when you've won. How do you know when you've won with rhythms? Well, you know when you've won because you have a regular, disciplined laydown of one-to-ones and team meetings which put you in the room, in the conversation, on the Skype call, however you do it, with the right people, with the right level of consistency, to mean that they feel like they are served by you, that you care about them, and that you are able to have the right conversations that drive the growth of them as people and the growth of your team and of the business. That's Rhythms. Good luck. Make them solid, make them robust, make them good. Have fun.